All right, we are live. Okay, so welcome to the stream, guys. How are you all? Okay, so in the previous stream, I think we worked on the syntax analyzer part of the compiler. And in this stream, we'll start writing the code for the code generator part. Okay, but before that, before we start writing the code, I will have to review these slides. Is the music a bit loud? Let me lower it down a bit. Okay, seems fine. Okay, so extending the basic syntax analyzer, adding code generation capabilities. Each class is compiled separately. Alright, the program structure looks like this. We have class declaration, and after that subroutines. And we have three types of subroutines: constructors, methods, and functions. Okay. Alright, so this is the basic overview of the things that we have to handle. We have to handle variables, expression, flow of control, means the while loop, and if else statements, and handling objects and arrays. I think this three will be almost this three handling this three types of syntaxes will be easier than the last two, which are objects and arrays, because there's a lot going on when we try to compile objects and arrays. Well, arrays not so much, but objects does involve a lot of things. Expressing the above semantics. Yeah, that's the challenge, expressing the semantics in the VM language. So until now we are only generating the XML hierarchical code. Now we have to generate the VM code as well for the last part of this compiler. Now to implement procedural programming, we have variables, expression, flow control. Yeah, parsing mostly done. Recursive compilation, code generation. Yeah. Hey Sivans, how are you? Well, I'm trying to create a compiler for this made up language, which is somewhat similar to Java. This language is called Jet. So I'm trying to build a compiler in Python. It's part of this course Nand2Tetris that I have been doing since, I guess, a month and a half. What about you? What are you working on this week? Yeah, it is pretty much interesting. That's why I've been doing it since 2 months, because usually I don't cube step. What's that? So what's your app? Are you building this? Let me check it out. Async programming. This looks awesome. Cube states. Okay, so is this like that website? What is it called? I forgot the name of that website, but it looks nice. Let me turn off the dark mode to see the actual design of your app. So it is by default in dark mode. It's good. I like dark mode apps. So what is this? What does this do exactly? Like, does it fetches all the statistic from links? Async YouTube API. Okay, so what stack are you using to build this app? Full stack JavaScript, or are you using? Okay, here's the link. You're using Python as for the backend. Great. Django or Python YouTube API, pandas and Streamlit. Streamlit. Yeah, I heard about it. I checked it out earlier. Check it out. It's like a framework kind of thing, like for ML apps. I guess it is for ML apps mostly, right? Turns data scripts into shareable. Oh, great. Takes care of input and output. Data scripts into some. So I think this is like it takes care of the backend database part, right? So it must be fetching the data from the YouTube and showing it. Great. Cool stuff, man. It is the channel ID. Great. Let me try to analyze my channel. Okay, I need channel ID. Yeah, it's all right, man. Well, I don't know if I can give any feedback or not, but I'm not that much of an advanced coder, but yeah, it's cool to check out such apps. Yeah, time. What else? Okay, I tried to post the channel ID. Snippets.tags not in index. So maybe because I don't have tags on my channel, that's why it is giving this error, maybe, right? YouTube video. Yeah, let me try to find a YouTube video. Yeah, it might be the case because I don't have any, I have not customized my channel that much. So should I okay, where should I place the link of my video? Yeah, exactly. Record a screencast. Oh, yeah, that's probably the case. And maybe you haven't checked, you have checked, you have tested your app on all the channels that does have apps, so maybe that's why you didn't come across this particular bug. Where should I put the link to a video? Should I place it here directly, or is there another input? Okay. Yeah, so I think I should just write the channel, the YouTube video ID. None type object has not to be group. Okay, it is not working in either case. So only the tag. Okay, I think I should probably clear this as well. Snippets.tags. Maybe because my video also doesn't have tags. Let me try to find another video from another channel. Yeah, probably. Let's try this one. So look, this one worked. So I guess that's the case. If we don't have any tags, then only it is giving that error. So it did work for this another video that I just pulled from YouTube. Yeah, so you should probably have a condition to check if the tags are not a number or something. You have created a good documentation. This is good. Okay, so you said you are facing some issue while building this project. What are those issues? Trying to make it async. Okay. Okay, so where should you configure the asynchronous? Like you said, YouTube provides a different API for asynchronous requests, right? So do you have to use any library for the Python part, or from the Streamlit, or for the You have to use the API of that YouTube, async API or something. Yeah, YouTube API. Good. Third-party apps. So you mean these apps use the async API, right? YouTube API session response. When I tried to mess around with YouTube API a while back, let me check if I have that project up on my GitHub or not. I think I don't have it here. Even, although I didn't got around completing that app. Yeah, it was this one, White Teacher. So I try to create an app through which we can manage the subscription, like what channels we are subscribed to and all that kind of things. But I didn't get around completing this app. It doesn't have a back end, just a React front end. Hey Pixel Pat, how are you, man? So you also have Python code, as all of your pinned repositories are in Python, right? Just like me. My repo looks exactly like that. So you must be trying to optimize your GitHub for Python as well, right? So this one is different, but yeah, most of it is in Python. Django, yeah, actually I was thinking of learning that as well. So I have a little bit experience in Node.js and Express, but I have not tried to build any web apps in Python. Until now I have only built, it's just small scripts and this compiler and shit. To be very honest, I don't actually like building web apps that much. That's why I'm trying to, explore this kind of things, compilers and all of those things. Trying to figure out what actually I like. So what did you use for the front end part of it? Or is it just vanilla JavaScript, HTML, CSS and just contribute to open source? Yeah, I'm also trying to get into open source programming. Nand through Streamlit. So that's great. I thought it just provides API and such. So it does provide this kind of front ends as well. This looks really neat. How do I pay my bills? Yeah, well, I do some freelancing work here and there. Not so much right now. Like I just completed. I tried to do some C programming recently for a friend. Like he wanted to pass his exams, and I did. I tried to write his assignments and such. So that's how I do pay my bills. And before I used to do uh, front-end development using Vue, but not so much. Like I didn't stick around that much. And some basic web designing and stuff. And I don't really have that much, I don't really spend that much money. So the only expense I have right now is my internet bill. What about you? Are you still learning, or do you have a job? Optometrist. I use optometrist. What's that? Medical field, probably, right? Uh, that involves examining the eyes. Ah, great. So that's a quite a bit of U-turn from that field. So why didn't you get into tech from the starting then? Or are you interested in both of the fields? Oh, okay. So what sparked your curiosity to learn tech stuff? What do you really like? Like, do you like the back end part or the front end part? Yeah, me too. I have preference for back end. Yeah, me too, exactly. I don't really like the design aspect of the thing. Yeah, me too, me too. And that's why I'm trying to, divert from web apps and stuff, because this compilers and all the stuff is too much like close to the metal, and that's how I like working with things which are, which involves a lot of logic. Yeah, I mean, when I used to build web apps, I didn't really spend that much time designing stuff. Like what I used to do was, I picked some random websites which were related to my apps, the app I was building. Then I picked some snippets from all of these websites and basically bunched them all of them together and create my own design. So I basically steal the design, but not really stealing, because I was stealing from all the websites and creating my own. But yeah, to be honest, I didn't really like web designing. Okay, what else are you working on? Tube steps, OptoCal. So now you're also trying to synchronize. Should I say merge two fields together? This is nice. OptoCal. So you're trying to merge your field with tech. This is great. Twitter Optombot. Okay, so you have been doing machine learning stuff as well. I see. Zero to mastery deep learning. Great. So I was also doing this course. Let me show you. It's awesome. Fast AI. You might know about it. This course is awesome and it is free. Like it is available on YouTube. You might have come across it as well. Deep learning for coders. This is the best course, I think. And from the starting it starts, building the models and all of those things. Like it doesn't start with all the theory, it just starts with all the practical stuff. So that's what I like about this course. And from the get-go you are building the models and the state-of-the-art models. If you check my previous videos on YouTube, those were all consisting of deep learning stuff. So the previous streams were like this one, using deep learning, chess-based image classification, pet breeds classification, and so on. So are you still doing machine learning as well? Yeah, I mean, I know, right? Because even I have tried to learn deep learning stuff since, 2 or 3 times, and I left it twice. Yeah, and building models doesn't involve that much, hardcore logic and stuff. That's why it does get boring after sometimes. You don't have, a full stack web app to build around that model, because because all there is to a model is just optimization and stuff. So that's not that much interesting to me as well. If I can build something around it, then it gets interesting. But you can use, it will be beneficial to you, I guess, because you can use machine learning and stuff in your field. That's the best way, I guess. Yeah, right. And I think you have, it's a good idea to use this Streamlit, because this front end does look really nice. and you can even show it to, you know, a potential. Yeah. Procedural programming, generation, symbol tables, memory management. So the program I'm trying to build, this compiler, what it does basically is it translates this kind of high level jack code. This is the name of this language, programming language jack, and it translates it into this kind of code, which is a suit VM code kind of thing, virtual machine. In order to generate VM code, the compiler must know, among other things, whether each variable is a field. Okay. So there are 4 types of variables. We have field, static, local, and argument. Variable name, we have a name, type, kind, and index. What's this index for? So I guess this x must have 0 index and y must have 1 index. First index, yeah. Scope level, class level. These are all class levels, and these are all subroutine level. Okay. Can be recorded and managed using a symbol table. Okay, so I will probably have to create a dictionary for this. Symbol tables. Inside symbol tables, I need name, type, kind, and the index. Okay, symbol tables construction, handling variable declaration. Each time the compiler detects a variable, it adds an entry to the symbol table. The entry records the variable properties. And you know, I'm also a noob. I don't have that much experience in Python, so I'm trying to build projects which I can show to a potential employee. Like if you look at my repository, I don't really have any interesting projects so far, and all of this 4 out of this 5 repository codes belong to this course only. Each time the compiler detects, if not found, class 2. Okay, if this is the source code, let y is equal to y plus dy. What does this do? It looks up in the string symbol table first y, so y What does it translate to? Push this one. One for this part index. Why do we have this? Why do we have this here? Okay, so this points to the current object. I see, because yeah, this points to the current object and y is the second at the second index. So this is the base address of this, points to the base address of this current object. So this one will give us the y variable, and we push this onto the stack. After that we push dy. Now this dy is inside this method, so we use local one. Okay, yeah, because dy is in the local segment at the first index, right? Then we add them up and we pop, basically store that result into this one, which is y. I think we can do it easily. Handling variables like so. Should probably create another branch for this. Yeah, what should I call it? Let me check. Do I have to create the second part in stages, or yeah, so I need to create the symbol table and code generation. Okay, so let's just call it compiler 2. Wait, this is how we create a new branch, right? How to create a new grid branch. What's the freaking code? What the hell is all of this? Okay, cd branch checkout. Yeah, you have to use -p, I guess. Okay, this will create a new branch and check out to the dash branch. Good, so now we are inside compile. Check what other branches I have. Yeah. Okay, now we can start creating the code. Handling variables life cycle. Okay, it is managed by the VM implementation. Static local argument will implement. We'll check it out later. Then we have handling expressions. Oops, I need to reload it. It's the scroll bar. Okay, it's parse tree. Why do we need a parse tree for the expressions? Stack oriented postfix. This is an infix code. Okay, so inside the check language we have this kind of infix code, and for the stack machine the code will be postfix, which will be stack oriented. Okay, when executed the generated code ends up leaving the value of the expression at the top of the stack. Yeah, so at the top of the stack machine will have the value of this expression. This is the pseudocode for expression. If the expression is a number, output push n. We'll check it out later. Okay, so this is what we already have. We are generating XML code based on this kind of source code. Now we need to create not exactly this, but the full-fledged VM code directly from the source code. Operator priority. You know what? Let me directly skip to the API and try creating the models, and we'll jump back to the implementation part again. Compiling method, voids method. Where does this end? Okay, so file name separate VM. Yeah, we have already taken care of it. Local static fields, variable mapping. Okay, so let's create this symbol table file. Symbol table.py. Okay. Call this class symbol table. Okay, what should we have inside the initialization? Starts a new subroutine scope, resets the subroutine symbol table. Start subroutine. We have a define method. So this compilation engine, which we already have, gets its input from the tokenizer and writes it output to using the VM writer. And I guess this VM writer uses the symbol table organized as a series of compiled routines. Yeah, we already have those. Extend the handling of identifiers. Output the identifiers category variable argument state. Okay, so oops, I need to modify the tokenizer as well, I guess. Where's the tokenizer? Output the identifiers category. Okay, are we not doing this right? The identifiers category is variable argument static file output also the running index. Identify whether the identifier is being defined or being used. Okay, how should I output this categories? Use your own output text format. Okay, so I have to create my own output text. Where should I place the commands? Okay, probably when we generate okay, so when we print a tag, what we are printing to the file is this type of the token and token ending token type tag. Now we also need to print the category, but this is only for the identifiers. Okay, I need to check what kind of identifiers we do have. Damn. There's an identifier. Let's see. What kind of identifiers do we have? An identifier is a sequence of latest digits and a score, not starting with a digit. Yeah, so basically they are the names of the classes, the variables, classes and the variables. Yeah, subroutine name as well. Okay, right. variable, argument, static, field, class, subroutine. Oh, but how do we know if it is variable, argument, static, field, or class, or subroutine? For that, I will have to backtrack. Let me find a sample code. So in this case, this is not probably a, yeah. So in this case, we have x, y as field variables, right? That's what we have, a field variable. So the field variable starts with field token. Okay, so we should probably check if we have a field token. As if we have a field token, then whatever variable we have after that is a field variable. So also for static, the same. Okay, what else do we have? Static, field, and now we have variable. This variable is basically a local variable, argument, class, and subroutine. Okay, so in this case, this int ax and int ay are argument variables. So yeah, and this new is also an identifier, which is, wait, so when they say identify a class type variable, what does it mean actually? Okay, so I think, yeah, so this p1, p2, and p3 are class type variables because we have a class, I guess. Let's hope I'm right. And we have subroutine. Where should I write the logic? Let's see. Let me check the grammar. So for the class variable, yeah, inside this method, class variable declaration will come across static and field type variables. So we should put the logic inside that file, that method for static and field variables. Let me find that method, file, class, yeah, it's here. Okay, I have not written the comments. I should have written the comments, what kind of tokens they are. I will have to read it again. So let's see, static and field, yeah. So this is probably, this token is probably static field. And after advancing, this one is probably type. Okay, why are we not advancing after this? Whoa. Yeah. this one is type, and this one is variable name according to this grammar. Okay, this one check if it is comma. Okay, so now that we have written the comments, let's check static and fill. So the only thing I need to do here, before I print the tag, where should I write the token, the category tag? Let me check the API. Output the identifiers category. If the identifiers category yeah, so we will variable name. We are already printing the category, but it is printed as a token, a separate token. But we should probably have it around the stack. Variable name. And also we have the type. Category. What's the type? Yeah, it is either an int, character, or class type. I think I should probably read the slides one time, the whole of the slides. I will get the exact idea what to do. I should not skip it. So let's go back to where we were previously. So I think in this string we might not get around anything, might not get a chance to code anything, I guess, because there's a lot to read, and the last part of the compiler is quite big. It does involve a lot of logic. Okay, we're here. Okay, this is the pseudocode for generating expressions. I get it. Compiler. What's this? Operator priority. Okay, that's cool. After that we have flow control. Inside VM code we have if go to and label. Yeah, we don't need to worry about it right now. Compiling if statements. What's this? Front end knows how to handle variable expressions and flow of control, and backend knows how to handle functions, function call and return, and memory allocation. Okay, so it's just a recap. Okay, now comes the tricky part, handling the objects. So inside the Jack language, we do have the concept of object oriented language, but inside the virtual machine we don't have it, so we'll have to bridge that gap. What we do have inside the VM code is these different memory segments, and again at the lowest level, which is in the assembly level, we don't even have the segments, but we have already written this VM translator, so we only need to write a compiler which translates this into intermediate code. We have already written the VM translator in the previous projects. Right, handling local argument variable. Handling field variables. What is it saying here? How to represent local and argument variables using the host RAM. How to initialize and recycle local and argument variables when method start to run. And method start run. The compiler maps the high level local argument variables on local 0, 1 and argument. Okay. I gotta go to the bathroom. I will be back in a minute. Okay, this is the stack where we have local and argument variables. There may be many objects class instances of type point, each represented by its own, also called private set of xy's. Yeah. So all of this should be probably in the heap section. What about this local and argument variables? Okay, so this local and argument variables are the variables of the currently running method, I guess. Yeah, so as soon as this method is complete, this variables will be gone. Okay, I get it. Each object is managed as a separate memory block in the heap section, and this this is a pointer to that particular object. All right, basic compilation strategy for accessing object data. When we want to operate on a particular object, we set this to its base address. Okay, so capital THIS, this contains a pointer to that object of that class. From this point onward, can be translated into VM code that operates from this side. Okay, I know about this much. So this is pointing to 800. 800 is a base address of an object, and let's see, what do they do here? Suppose we want to access this pop pointer 0. Okay, so pointer 0 is basically a pointer to the memory address which is pointed by this. So when we call pop pointer 0, what does it do? It pops the value from the stack and stores it at pointer 0 value, where this is pointing. Where is this pointing anyway? Oh, wait. No. So pop pointer 0 sets this to 800. Okay, I get it. First we push 8000 on the stack, and then we pop it onto this. After that, push pop, either push or pop this 0. Okay, that's how we access RAM 800. And this 0 points to the first variable, which will be local variable of that object. Instruction, we have the caller and the callee. Callee is the constructor. So what happens when we call the constructor? What's this on the caller side? Okay, what does it do? We have p1 and its value is 6012, which is basically the value returned by when we call point new. It's a base address of that particular object. And 2 and 3. Okay, so what does it do when we pass 2 and 3? Probably stores it as two local variables. That's why it is at the base address 2 and 3. Okay, makes sense. On the caller side too. Okay. Okay, this is what we have to create. Compile VM code. The compiler updates the subroutine symbol table. Okay, wait a minute. Some subroutine symbol table. It's the subroutine here. Point.new is the subroutine. Okay, whenever we call a new subroutine, we have to create a new symbol table for that particular sub, like this one. Okay. Wait, this is this symbol table for this class. Yeah. Where's the symbol table for the subroutine then? It's not shown. Okay, to call the subroutine, first we have to push 2 onto the stack. After that we push 3, which are 2 arguments, and we call point.new. Right, so after that call is done, we will have the base address of that particular object on the top of the stack. So we pop that value into P1. So that's how we store the return address in P1. Good. Okay, makes sense. Now we need to check the implementation for calling. And the constructor must create a new object. Yeah, so whenever we call the constructor of a class, at that time we must create a new object. Just like any method, the constructor must be able to manipulate the field of the current object. Okay, in this case, in the case of constructor, the current object is the newly current. Yeah, we are not definitely going to write a single piece of code today. This is going to take a lot of time. Implementation in piece of constructor, the current object is the newly constructed object. Starts by creating a new memory block for the new object. Sets this to the base address this block using pointer. Okay, so wait a minute. So when we create a new object, we should set this to the base address of that block which we are currently working on. Okay, and from now on the constructor code can access the objects field using this. Okay, this is the symbol table of the class level variables. So this is probably what we need when we create a symbol table, a name, so which will be inside this token. Then we need to type so this type field kind we have type and a kind will be either static or filled in case of class level variables. And this last column is for index. So index is basically whichever one comes first will have 0th and so on. It will be in the order they appears in the code. So for x0, y1, point count 2 and so on. So we don't have that token already right now, so we need to create a new token for that. Okay, we'll check it out later. Let me write a comment here for that. To do, what's the to do here? Okay, create a tag for index. Okay, compiling constructors. Okay, now comes the part where we compile the constructor. Ooh, there's a lot going on. So we have to create a new symbol table, and we will create new entries for let's say for the arguments. First of all, for ax and ay. So ax, the type will be int. So this will be inside the constructor. Okay, where? So we need to find the corresponding method. Check the grammar. Subroutine declaration. Yeah. Compile subroutine deck. Yeah. So here, let me write it to do here as well. What's the to do here? Well, we need the name of the argument. Yeah, so argument will be inside this parameter list. Okay, so this should be inside the compile parameter list method. Okay, it doesn't matter, I will write it here. So the to do is I don't know if we have args, then create the corresponding tags including index. Okay, that's enough. The compile creates the subroutine symbol table, figures out the size of an object. Oh, so this is a new thing. Compiler figures out the size of an object of this class and writes code that calls memory.alloc. So we need to figure out how much memory we should be allocating to that object. Okay, so this size takes into account only this. Wait, what? What does it take? Well, I'm using Ubuntu. And for the text editor, I'm using Vim, and I'm using Tmux for managing different windows inside this terminal. What about you? Are you using Windows or Linux? Any Linux distro? Great. Mine is same 20. Although great. How long have you been using Vim? Okay. 6 months. Great. So what happened then when you tried to use Tmux? Did it not work out for you? Tiling window manager. So you must be using that Pop OS window manager, right? Or which window manager do you use? i3. Oh, okay. So I tried to use that, now using Sway because of that. I have heard about this waylenting. What is it exactly? So I tried to use this pop, is it pop shell for Ubuntu. Xord X11 Sway is the same as Oh, I have no idea what those all things are. I'm not that much experienced in Linux things, but yeah, I'm looking to dive into these things further. Yeah, so that's also one of the reasons why I want to try Arch Linux, maybe Arch or Gentoo, to learn more about this stuff. I probably want to build customize my own Linux. Maybe I'll try to do it in a virtual machine or something. So I try to use this extension Pop Shell, which provides a tiling manager, but I don't really like tiling managers. Like, when I'm working, like I want to have this kind of windows which overlaps. So right now you can see I'm using two tiles, but usually I have this kind of windows open. So and tiling managers gets into the way of that kind of flow, so I don't use it anymore. I uninstall it. When I change systems, I will probably try Arch. Yeah, and I also heard that Gen 2 is also good. Tmux can yeah, I think it does have a feature of saving sessions. I saw it in a video, I guess, how to save sessions. You have to turn on something, or maybe have to put something into the tmux config file to have that feature. Yeah, right. In fact, I should also try to uh, check this session management out, because it seems that I'm also every time I open tmux, I'm opening the same kind of windows, like one for this chat, for the streaming chat, and one for coding, and one for running. So I should probably have it saved somewhere so that it gets easier. But in that terms, yeah, exactly, I'm very bad in terms of automating stuff. Like I will do it manually for months on end, but Nerd3, yeah. So I try to install Control P, which is somewhat similar, which is also file manager. You can say file manager for me, but I uninstalled it because I wanted to you know clear make my Vim faster. Exactly right. But I think that's a disadvantage, because as a developer, I think that's the number one quality that one should have. One should try to automate all the things. And I don't know if you have checked out this guy's stream. His name is RWX Rob. This guy has like everything automated. Like he has great bash commands for so many things. His Linux skills is off. That could have been done fast. Uh, so did you also try to learn touch typing? Because I guess it's very much helpful, I guess, when we use terminal a lot. So lately I've been trying to move away from mouse altogether. Like I try to use totally keyboard driven browser as well, but I didn't like it that much. We have args. Yeah, definitely. For Vim, it is a must. You must use HJKL. Oh god, I should also you know, try to customize my VMRC as well. It's a lot of customization. Yeah, Control P is good. It's good, but I used a plugin. Do you use any plugin manager for Vim? Because I used this one. What was it called? Vim V. It was starting with V or something. V. Wondle, yeah, Wondle. I was using Wondle, but one of my friends said that it is too much bloated, like don't use plugin managers, and also I uninstalled Wondle, and with it I had to uninstall Control P as well. So I don't know. I don't know, because for the let me check it out. Control P. Yeah, exactly, because that's also why I couldn't install Control P afterwards. Yeah, my VMRC is also a copied one. I copied it from, I guess it copied it from George Hotz. Control P plugin. I think I'm going to try FZF now. FZF. It's also good, I heard. Okay, so here's the quick installation guide. All right, we can install it without Wondle as well. Oh yeah, because I think I don't have a file tree right now, because I was trying to install FCF, and inside this FCF I guess they are using Wondle probably. Yeah, so they are using Vim plug to install FCF. That's why I didn't get around installing any fuzzy finder yet. I'm just using the this one, EX. I should install this one, but the installation process is a bit complicated. That's why I didn't get around installing it. And I'm not sure if I should install Vim plug or not. Like, do you use any plugin manager for Vim? Yeah, any Vim plugin managers like Wondle or something. You use Wondle. All right. Maybe I should probably get back to it as well, because I want to install this FZF. This one is good, and most of the Vim experts are using this. It's all right. So it seems that you and me are learning the same kind of things. I'm also into Linux and Python and all of those things. So did you think about learning any other language other than Python? because Python is good and all, like it is. Yeah, me too. I'm also thinking of learning Go because because of mostly of the hype and the syntax part of it, like because of the hype and syntax. And I also want to learn Rust because most of the low level work, like it is being done in Rust nowadays. Like most of the hobbyists, like they are writing operating systems and such things in Rust. Yeah, right. I know about it, right? I have been, I have been dabbling in different things as well because of shiny chick syndrome. If I tell you my journey, man, before I need to get yet, and I have been stuck with Python since I guess I've been learning it. Like I've been learning it since the beginning, but I've been stuck with it since I guess 4 or 5 months. So that's good, I guess, because I have been dabbling in different things lately. And to be really honest, before getting into this course that I'm doing right now, I was into hacking as well. I was doing bug bounty related stuff, if you know about it. Yeah, I mean, Python is, I was, okay. So I was saying that Python is great for, all the general things. But if you want to get your grips on the, how exactly the computer works, you should, after, maybe after you have mastered Python, you should also try C language probably, because when you try C language you will learn how to do your own memory management and stuff. You will learn that because I used to joke, I joke around that Python is basically like a pseudo code, like, right? It gives so many things out of the box that we don't have to worry about it. But when you write programs in C, you have to think about a lot of things. So that really, strengthens your. Yeah, exactly. And you are going to have a hard time probably, uh, because you have started with Python, and if you try to get into C, you will think that it's horrible. And I have been fortunate that I didn't start with Python, I guess. I started with C language. Right. Mm, yeah, I mean, when you go into assembly, even writing a basic if else statement is a pain in the ass, because you have to take care of a lot of things. But yeah, one should not start learning all of those things in the beginning. That's I think that's my opinion, because if you start with those low level things in the beginning, you might get, one might get discouraged, like this is hard and all. So I think one should probably start with Python or something which is easy. And the mostly the colleges, the computer science courses, they do the exact opposite approach. Like they start with the bare metal stuff, like they start with C and then they build up, like from the low level to the high level. By the way, which fix are great? Okay, let me check it out. It got slow, I think. Is it your website or is it my internet connection? Let me check with the website. My connection is good. Like, I think it is probably still starting up in the server. Where are you from, by the way? Which state? Oh, you are from New Zealand. Great. Hosted on Heroku. Yeah, I think Heroku takes its time. Nope, it's not opening up. Should I try to use other browser? Yep. Alright, let me try to use another browser. Maybe it might open. Tube states. Okay. Well, it is www.tubestates. Let me try to explicitly write www.tubestates. Yeah, same thing. So it is opening up in this browser. Why didn't it get open in this? Okay. Yeah, probably. Too hard reload. Okay, fuck it. Number of videos, join date. Video. Lot of videos over time. What's this? Time difference. Videos by time difference. Day from previous video. Longest hiatus. Is this longest hiatus means the gap between two videos, like published between two videos? That's what this hiatus means, right? A gap, basically. Yeah, right. So yeah, I have. It's been a long. I guess it's been a 4 days since I. It's been 4 days since I streamed. Well, write it in a simple terms. Don't use hiatus maybe, because I know about it because I came across this term recently only. But most people won't be knowing about this term hiatus. They might be they might just scratch their heads. Although this is pretty descriptive. Time difference between the current video and the previous video. Check compiler. Most popular. Of course, this is the most popular one. That's the first video. Second program. Most unpopular. What about this error? There are multiple identical with the same generated key. Okay, I think you should probably check out this as well. Yeah. There was also, yeah, this one, Social Blade. I don't know if you know about it or not. It's also, analytics for different social channels. Let me try to use it for my channel. Yeah. Should I put my name or the ID? Yeah. This portion is nice, quick statistics, so this is similar to this portion, so it's nice. And lot of videos over time. This okay. this is the only thing which is a bit confusing. Nice. Yeah, that should be the goal anyway, having fun while building these things. Because if you are not having fun, then there's no, there's no motive, there's no. Yeah, so why exactly do you need async, by the way? Because I don't think you are. Why do you need exactly, like, for which part? To make it load faster. Ah, yeah, maybe. But yeah, right. So let me try to reload it and see how quickly it loads or not. Yeah, you are right. It's taking its time. Yeah, so loading it asynchronously might improve its timing. And how about you use this library then instead of using YouTube's async? There's also a sync library for Python as well, right? Although I have not tried to use it, I just knew about it. Try a channel with lots of videos. Okay, let's just try PewDiePie's. Can I write the name? I think I know. I can't. Does PewDiePie has a lot of videos or not? Let's check. Yeah, he's probably like 4,325, so it will work, I guess. Let's see. I should have just returned the PewDiePie. Oops. I need the ID, but there's no ID in his case. URL to YouTube video. But if I use his video, running fetch data, yeah, it's taking a lot of time. But this is good enough. I mean, for a project, this is good enough. By the way, what are you thinking to build in Django? Like, do you have any other project in mind? Oops, it seems that it is still running. Yeah, it did take its time. It seems even to load this video. I think I should probably get rid of this extension, Dark Reader. I like this extension a lot, but somehow it's slowing down my browser a lot. I really like this extension. I really hope there was another alternative which was much faster. And also I try to use Firefox, just like this. Oh, this one. Hey Monster Becky. Yeah, no, I'm not going to use Lex and Yak because I'm trying to do it from scratch. Like I created my own parser from scratch and all of those things. I didn't need to use Yak and Lex for the compiler. So let me show you the basic overview of the compiler. This is how it looks like. So the compiler I'm making is for this language Jack, which is somewhat similar to Java, but it's not a huge language. It's just for the course that I'm doing. So what this does is, this compiler is basically, it has three parts: a syntax analyzer and a code generator. I have already created this part. I have worked on this part, syntax analyzer. It has tokenizer and a parser. So this tokenizer basically chops this program into different tokens like class, main, this symbol, function, void, and then this parser takes this tokens and places them into different categories. Let me show you an example. Damn, I really need to ditch this extension. It's slowing down my browsers. Yeah, so the tokenizer basically chops this program. All right, Stevens, I will see you then. Have a nice time. Good night. What about yeah, I can pass this as well. So my tokenizer basically ignores this because this is a comment. So before starting the tokenizer, I clean all the comments and the blank lines. So it ignores this, but it chops this into, the tokenizer chops this, and after we have tokens. Let me show you. So we have tokens in this form. It is either a keyword, a symbol, an identifier, or an integer constant, and so on. So after I have this kind of tokens, what I need to do is I need to pass it. So that's where the parser comes in. So this is the tokenized code, and this tokenized code, according to this grammar of the language, the parser creates a, let me show you what it creates. It creates this kind of hierarchical structure. Let me zoom in. So based on the grammar, it creates this kind of hierarchical structures, like a while statement. Inside that we have keyword while, symbol, expression, and all of this is recursive in nature. That's what the syntax analyzer does. Basically, it gives us this XML output. Now that was just for, we don't really need the XML output, but now let me show you. Where did it go? Yeah, so now for the third part, which is the code generator, I don't need the XML output, but I will pass that XML output directly to the code generator, and based on that I will generate the intermediate VM code. Like if you know about Java, it also has this concept of VM code, byte code. I think it is called byte code. Yeah, so I'm working on that part. I was going through these slides. So symbol table for what exactly? Like I need to create symbol table for this kind of variables, like for objects, and this is for the class level variable, this kind of symbol table. And I need to create a symbol table for subroutine level arguments and variables as well. So I'm going through that phase right now. I need to first know what exactly I need to create, and I will create the symbol table. Yeah, so I was saying that if you know about Java bytecode, this compiler also works like that. It doesn't directly gives us the the assembly code, but it converts the jack language code into intermediate virtual machine code. Yes, for variable scope storage. Yeah, so let me show you exactly what this compiler is part of. So I'm doing this course Nand2Tetris, and internal versus library function. Yeah, we do have library functions in this case, and I don't know how to take care of it yet because I was still reading this slides. But yeah, so this project I'm working on is part of this course Nand2Tetris, where we build all this. First of all, we built, let me show you, we build this gates, Nand, not, and so on. Well, we were given Nand, but I built all of this other gates, and I didn't build the physical hardware, but I built using a simulator. Yeah, so in the last part of this course, operating system, in that I need to build a print function as well. But for now, let me try to understand what you are exactly saying. So see, I was reading this part where this is the internal, the functions that we create in the class. So I was reading about that. But we also have print and all of those, but yeah, so I can directly use the internal library functions like this. So we have this memory.alloc. I can directly call memory.alloc, and what this memory alloc does is allocate some amount of memory, in this case 2. So this VM code is stack based. So first we push 2 onto the stack, then we call the memory alloc, and this one is that for specifying that we have one argument. So it takes this a value from the top of the stack and it passes to memory.alloc, and this basically, when it returns from this, it will give us the base pointer to that memory from the heap, and we pop it into the pointer 0. Great. Yeah, so I'm starting to learn this stuff. Croc robots, what's that? So I don't have that much experience. I've just started learning this kind of stuff, but yeah, I'm interested in compilers and operating systems. Robots is a programming language released for same thing as you do. What do you mean same thing? Like, what's this thing, robots? It's a programming game released for the first. Stack VM. Okay. So it's based on stack machine as well, right? Controller. A compiler for that VM. Oh. C-like language. Great. Operating system, PlayStation. Very few of them are compiler and virtual machine at the same time. Java clones that use JVM and C++ clones that use stuff. Okay, so you are saying that this language is also modeled after this language, the one I'm working on. Because it say that there have been many clones. Yes, similar. What's an alternative to stack machine language? I think there was an alternative as well. What was it? I forgot about it. Program control. Internal and external functions. I don't know how that exactly relates to this though. So the VM is the opcode call. Yeah. So when you say internal functions, you mean this, right? Memory alloc. This is an internal function. So when you call this, it fetches the code, the VM code of memory.alloc, which again, you know, for the last part where we have to build an operating system. It's not, it's just a glorified, you know, a very stripped down version of an operating system. So I think in that part we'll have to build this internal functions by ourselves, memory alloc and such. There's also one for printing. Yeah, in this language we have print, I guess. Print. Yeah, we have print. So we have to build print, memory allocation, and probably keyboard handling as well, like handling the input and handling. So this print will be part of the screen output. So that's that. Let me show you the API. So yeah, we have to build this math library as well. So yeah, so it must be in the output. We have print string, print character, print ln, backspace, print int, move cursor, and we have screen commands like clear screen, set color, and functions for handling keyboard as well, key press, read character, read line. So for the last part I need to build this all of these things, and memory management like peek, poke, alloc, dealloc, and the final thing, halt, error, and wait. What kind of projects have you worked on? You say that you have been doing this stuff for many years now. Is there a link to your portfolio or something that I can check it out? Compiler crafting. Yeah, right. It is a hobby because I don't see how this will get me a job. I don't think there are, job posts for compiler writers or something. If you need IT from time to time. You mean if I need to get away from other stuff of IT? In that case, compiler is a hobby. Are you saying that? I is that 500 or 5 lakh? 500,000 experts. I don't know. Will there be that many compiler experts? I mean, most of the computer science courses does provide compiler subjects, but I think most of them, learn it just to pass the exam and they just forget about it afterwards. Right. So yeah, I'm into all of this stuff. I like working with the bare metal stuff. So, and I have been looking to get into C++ development as well. I know, but I have used C language, but I have not used C++ yet. So I'm looking to get into C++ development as well, because if I want to get into bare metal stuff, Python is not really a great language. I need to use C++ and C for that things, right? Or maybe Rust as well, right? This stays for low level stuff. Rust is the hype, I guess. What about you? What kind of development do you do? So what do you suggest then? Should I use Rust? Should I learn your Rust for this kind of stuff? C Sharp, TypeScript, and Go. So can I use Go for compilers? Why not C? I mean, most of the compiler writers I have seen. Yeah, I mean, I hate Java as well. I did it in college, but after that, I never touched it. I don't really like it's very bulky language, I guess. I think C Sharp is a better alternative to Java, right? Why do you suggest TypeScript if I want to get into compilers? Is it used for compilers also? I think it is mostly used for web development stuff. Yeah, can flex too. Oh, okay. I will check it out. So yeah, I was looking to learn Go as well, but not in that kind of sense. Like I was not looking to build compilers in Go, because I thought that I mean it's possible to build compilers in all of those things, all of those languages, but I didn't know that people were building compilers in Go as well. Most of the devs I have come across use either Rust or C++, at least in Twitch community. I use TypeScript as the generic script language. Well, in that sense, I'm gonna stick with Python because I really like Python as a scripting language. Yeah, I have used JavaScript before as a scripting language, but I think Python makes it much easier as a scripting language, at least for me. So, what about you? What kind of stuff do you work on? Backend web scripting and analysis. Oh, cool stuff. I'm also interested in such backend things. There's one thing I'm clear about, that I don't want to do front end stuff. I don't really like front end, but yeah, I'm all about backend development. What do you use for web scraping? Do you use Python? When you say analysis, you mean data analysis? Oh man, you love front end and you also love compilers. Great, that's a great combo, you know. I mean, I have worked as a front end developer before, so I know how to build front end stuff, but yeah, I don't really feel, you know, that much. I don't have that much pleasure while doing front end as much as the back end stuff. Python and Go and some shitty legal. Oh, use Perl. What kind of work company do you work for? Is it do you work on legacy code, or do they still use Perl for this kind of shit? Maybe in the DevOps space they still use Perl, I guess, right? You want to get rid of old, but I think it's pain in the ass to get rid of the old code, right? Takes a lot of time, I guess. And most of the Go developers I have talked to, you are also working in the DevOps space. Like, I think Go is much known in the DevOps space, maybe because of its concurrency and faster speed, right? Let me show you my code. Bash and Ansible and YAML and Kubernetes. Right. By the way, I have no idea how all of those things work. Like, yeah, I have not even tried to automate a single shit in my local computer. But I do like Linux and stuff. I do like working with configs. So maybe I'll try to learn those things as well. Yeah, right, man. And you know, I really wish that other companies start providing such powerful ARM CPUs as, you know, Mac M1s, because then it will be great. Like, my dream is to run a Linux on ARM PC. That will be an awesome combination. I think there are those kind of CPUs out there, right, which can run Linux, but I don't think they are as much powerful as M1s, the Mac ones. See, this is my dirty tokenizer code. Manufacturing process. So you mean Raspberry Pi is on par with M1? Do you mean that? Do you also know assembly code? Do you code in assembly languages? Yeah, C++ you can make use of assembly. Oh. Yeah, I mean, even in this language as well, in the Jack language, uh, when when we wanted to create, an uh, optimized drawing or something, instead of using draw line, draw pixel, this commands, we used, let me show you, where was it? We directly handled the memory using this pick and poke memories, and we directly wrote the values like the integer values related to those pixels directly into the memory instead of using uh, where was it, this commands like draw line and draw pixel, so that to optimize the code, the drawing of the code. So yeah, in that case we used kind of assembly, not exactly assembly, but we used the the direct memory access to optimize the graphic thing. Yeah, peek and poke is closer to, yeah, right, you're right. Multiplications or matrix operations. So I think this library, this mathematics operations will be, I don't know if they are written in assembly or not, but yeah, I did quite a bit of assembly language programming in this course. Not exactly, like the assembly of this language is not that much complicated. N-dimensional arrays. Yeah, it's part of this project. I have not yet created it, but yeah, I knew, and I'm just trying to learn it right now, like how to create objects and how to create arrays as well. I, I mean, this course does have all of those stuff, but it's not that much in detail. Like they have not taken all the parts of a compiler. Like it's in the most basic form. So I don't think I'm learning all of the things related to compiler, but it's good for beginners like me, I guess. Maybe in the future I will try to do this kind of complicated projects as well after I learn this simple compilers. Yeah, this compiler can take care of this kind of complicated array, but probably it is going to get hanged because I don't think it can handle this much. Maybe it can handle, I don't know, maybe it can handle, because this is running inside a simulator which is created in Java. So the simulator is written in Java, so I don't know if it can handle this complicated stuff. So for inside this VM code, we have two pointers, one this and that. So this is for this THIS, capital THIS. This is for the object, it points to the current object, and that points to an array. So we can manipulate the array using that pointer. It's inside the VM code. It's a particular segment, like you can say it's like a pointer to a particular memory segment in the heap, which we can use to access the array. And the syntax is quite funny, because let me show you, where was it? Method calls, it's after this methods, I guess. Handling arrays, yeah. So to handle this array, this is the code inside the VM. First we push this value, which is the base address of that array, onto the pointer. Wait, this is not exactly. So yeah, we can use this code, but I think this is not good code. It doesn't take care of all the possibilities of array assignment. Like it doesn't take care of this kind of assignment, the dual array. So we need this kind of code. So as you can see, it can take care of this kind of assignment as well. Complicated. This is the code for the same. I mean, the funny thing or the weird thing is, let me show you. So what we are doing here is address calculation, additional add unit, address calculation. So see here how the address is calculated. First we push the base address. So first we push the base address onto the stack, and after that we push the offset. So if we want the second indexed element, we push that and we add it. So we don't directly use the offset here, but we have a pointer to directly to that particular index, like 8056, 805, early 808 CPUs. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to get into assembly language of those CPUs, Intel CPUs, I guess, and the ARM CPUs probably. What do you mean true for constant values? Yeah, so you mean if it is about this, the index being a constant? Yeah, so in this case, all of the variables are of 16 byte, 16 bit, 16 byte or bits? Wait, I forgot. Yeah, this all of this, all the variables are of 16 bits in this particular architecture. So yeah, those all integers are of 2 bytes in this particular architecture. And there's no floating point or something. So we need to use the software abstraction layer to get floating point numbers and such. The hardware specification doesn't have floating point numbers. It's very basic. As I said, it is very basic. It doesn't even have multiplication. Like it only has addition and subtraction in the assembly code. So we need to use addition for multiplication. At least that's what I used for my algorithm to create a multiplication operation. I don't know, but the instructor said that there's also an optimized version, but I don't know my code was optimized or not. I basically did added for multiplication. I added the second term, first second term, the first number of, so if we have 2 into 3, I added 3 twice. So that's the basic algorithm I used for the multiplication inside the assembly. Maybe there's also another optimized version of that. Let me show you the. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun actually. I like this stuff. Let me show you the assembly code. Great. What you working on? Do you have a link to your GitHub? Maybe I will check it out. I would love to check out your projects. Great. Can you provide a link? Thanks. The hell is your smart board game engine? What you're creating this kind of, what is this? Open source clone. I have no idea what this does. It basically, it's a game. Press it. Mobile phone is the game master. Okay, mobile phone is the game master. It does AI vision. Oh, great. Oh, okay, so you capture all of this stuff in your phone, and using computer vision, you what do? So you say that the game master is the software, right? So token and die detection. Ah, great. That's cool. Ah, you mean OpenCV, right? Ah, okay, computer vision. Yeah. An MP3 playback. Oh, you mean playing voices of the game master. Cool stuff. I will maybe after you are done coding that, provide a link. I would love to check it out. Hmm, simple games. Ah, so it's kind of a platform. Ah, so if it provides token and die detection, then you can use it for other kinds of games as well, right? That's what you mean, right? It's cool. Great, great. So what kind of algorithm is this? Is this like a segmentation algorithm? Ah, you can do that stuff using OpenCV directory. Ah, okay. Multiple things stacked. Get the board. Hmm. Okay, and What's this thing? Red Xcut, red living room. Okay, so it detects the living room, right? This red dot, red token. This red dot indicates that it's a living room, right? Red player token. Okay, so I think to make sense of it, I need to know the rules. Yeah. So yeah, red player token is in that sense. Okay, cool stuff, man. X mark, view control post. Blue dies in the control post. Yeah, sure, man. I will see you. When your project is done, send me the link, okay? I will love to check it out. I'll see you around then. Thanks for dropping by. And thanks for sharing your knowledge. I learned a lot today.